Today I'm going to be sharing with you tips that I give every single one of my headshot clients to look better in their photo. It is common for people to jump in front of the camera and say, I'm not photogenic, or I have so many double chins, and it really just comes down to knowing how to pose in front of the camera. And why should you know how to pose in front of the camera? Because you're not a professional model. You're probably an accountant, a lawyer, what have you. So today I'm going to give you my tips that I give to everybody. So the first thing is, I typically start a headshot session with the shoulders square to the camera. And I want you to stand nice and tall. I always say pretend there's a string pulling your head up to the top of the ceiling. And it's gonna really elongate your spine. And it kind of helps to also keep a tight core. Obviously, if we're shooting for an hour and you're holding your core tight for an hour, it could get a little tiring, but that's how you're gonna have some better posture. Is pretend the string's pulling you from your head to the ceiling, keep your core a little bit tight. Second thing I ask people to do is, it makes everyone feel weird, but it really helps the photo. I want you to bring your nose towards the camera, just like that. So I'll turn sideways so you can see. So like this. So like this is how I normally stand. First of all, my normal posture. I'm gonna stand nice and tall and bring my nose out towards the camera. I don't want to go like so far where it's like hurting, you know? It just has to go a little bit. So I don't want you to get injured or anything, but a little bit goes a long way. Just bring your head towards the camera, your nose towards the camera. Now sometimes, same thing, I'll try to turn a little sideways, my focus might lose me, but I don't want people sticking their chin up. I don't want their chin super low. I kind of say like, pretend there's a table here, straight. So it's not up or down, straight. And that's a good base point. So we're standing tall, nose a little bit towards camera. From here, depending on the person's posture, how tall they are, how tall I am versus how tall they are. I'm 6'3", so typically I'm a little taller than people. I may get you to raise your chin up and down. And now what that's doing is giving you an amazing jawline. Scientifically, it's proven that we are attracted to people with better jawlines. So that's a quick way to do it, is if you're in front of a camera, whether it's a family dinner or a professional headshot session, is to bring your nose a little bit towards the camera. Naturally though, people go back when we smile and we laugh. We're like, oh my goodness, that's so funny. Watch people in a restaurant or a public setting, when we laugh, we go back, and that is going to create some double chins. So the really weird part is staying out here and then smiling and staying out here. It's not natural. It feels weird, but it looks really good in camera. The next step of the process, I usually like to take a couple photos and review it with the clients. At this point, I'll go over some facial feature tips. As a general rule of thumb, I want my clients to look confident and approachable. To do that, we want to focus on our eyes for confidence and on our mouth for approachability. If you want your confidence to go up, we want to focus the eyes. But what I want to avoid is us glaring or making it look like we're squinting. So if we're squinting, we're looking at the sun. I'm gonna look at my light here. I'm looking at the light, it's bright. I'm using muscles up here. I'll take my glasses off to show you. If I'm squinting, I'm using muscles up here. But for the photos, I want to use muscles down here. And what we do, there's two muscles under your eyes. What we do is we squeeze them together. So we go like that, just a little bit. So it's not squinting. It's not using these ones. It's using these muscles. We push them together. Now, who doesn't want to look more confident in their job? If you're an accountant or a construction manager and you see something scary happen at work, maybe some crazy numbers come across the desk, you're gonna look surprised potentially. Your eyebrows are gonna go up. Your eyes are gonna go bigger. You've heard the expression deer in the headlights. That's because you look surprised. You're a deer in the headlights about to get hit by a car. So in the photos, we don't wanna show any of that. We wanna show confidence. What level of confidence we show is totally up to you, whether you wanna be kind of like Clint Eastwood or somewhere in the middle of surprised and Clint Eastwood. Just always use Clint Eastwood for an example. I don't know why. He's what pops in my head when I think of, confident eyes. And so we kind of work on that. We just squeeze those muscles a little closer together to get some confidence. Okay, so if you thought smiling while out here was weird, try being out here, standing tall, having focused eyes, and doing a natural smile. It's super weird. Now, a smile, like I said earlier, relates to approachability, how friendly people may perceive us. I don't want people to think you're not approachable or that you're mean. Typically, we want to appear as approachable. People can openly network with us and that we are friendly. But there are sometimes cases where people are in a certain seniority, and so you may want to adjust your smile based on what your career is and who you are. But my goal is to give you, the person in front of my camera, the education to be able to choose wisely what you want your photo to communicate to others. So the opposite of being too stern or unapproachable would to be a jokester. And typically, we also want people to take us seriously. And if we look like we're too much of a jokester, that could have a negative effect on your business corporate headshot. So I don't want us laughing like too big. You know, I just did it. I went back. See that? I get so excited about these things. This is the part of photography I really love. We don't want to be laughing out here like, oh, that's so funny, like, because we want people to take us seriously. So somewhere in the middle, typically, I want our top teeth to still be touching the bottom lip. Something like this. However, we can go more or less. We don't have to show teeth. Again, I just want to provide you with the information you need to properly choose your headshot for your career goals. Now that we've taken some photos square on like this, I typically try the left shoulder forward and the right shoulder forward to see what angle works best with who's in front of the camera. Sometimes people know though. Some people are like, no, I only like being shot this way. This is the better side of my face. Maybe they have a facial feature or maybe some crooked teeth on one side that they don't want to highlight. So that is totally cool. We can skip one side, but typically I like to shoot people straight on from the left and then from the right. And then we review the photos again and see what we're liking, see what we're not, and we can jump back in front of the camera, improve on the already amazing photos that we have. Now, if we're turning from the side a little bit, everyone has a different body posture. Some people lean a little this or like this. So I think, my left shoulder, this is my left, looks in camera a little bit higher. So I may ask the person to put your left fingers a little bit to the ground, just kind of like that. And just that motion just may level out our shoulders a little bit. Now, instead of like putting my chin out this way, because the camera's over here, I want your chin or your ear or your cheekbone a little bit towards camera. Depends on how much of an angle we're at. So I'm just gonna bring my cheekbone towards the camera a little bit. And what that does is kind of really carve out that jawline. Now from here, I'll ask people to follow my hand. I'll pretend a suction cup's on my hand and attach it to their head and kind of move it this way or this way. And so for people who are, I'm so awkward in front of a camera, I can get everyone to move and pose the way I want with this technique. So we're here. I'm also just gonna look at my LCD, cheekbones a little here. And I may want to pop my forehead a little bit away from camera, causing my jawline to pop out just a little bit. A lot of times people do like to put their forehead a little bit towards camera, and that's totally fine. And if that's the shot you love, that's great. We just happen to lose a little bit of that jawline. So I like to just, again, give the information to the clients and to the people so they can make the best decision for them. So then reverse is the same. Then we go to the right side. I think I may like put my right fingers to the ground a little bit, bring my cheekbone a little bit towards the camera, maybe turn my nose this way, pop here, nice friendly smile, something like that. And these are the tips I tell every single one of my clients in front of the camera so that they can get the best photo possible. These techniques aren't just limited to headshots though. If you're in a family photo, you're at a media event, and you're at a step and repeat, the same thing's true. You walk in front of the camera, find your angle, boom, you can like pop some really good poses, and that's gonna really help. So I don't want to hear you say, I'm not photogenic, or no one can take a good picture of me, because I can, and you are photogenic. You just need to know a little bit how to pose in front of the camera. So I hope these tips help. If you have any questions or feedback when it comes to posing in front of the camera, please let me know, and I'm happy to work through some of these posing techniques with you.